thank you to those of you who asked me to show a self-massage for adductors. They are so important and so often neglected. We always are concerned about our quadriceps and our hamstrings, and the poor adductors get left out. But in addition to their actions, adduction and internal rotation, they actually stabilize the pelvis and are connected right into the core. And when they're tight, you could have hip problems, knee problems, ankle, foot. It's very likely when they're tight over time that you will develop these injuries. So let's massage them, especially if you're on your feet a lot, if you're an athlete, if you play any sport whatsoever, really. This is really, really great for you. So I have 2 chairs here. You can sit on the floor. You can have the 2 chairs just for a place to rest your leg open so you can have access to those adductor muscles. And we're just going to start, warm up your hands. I'm just doing this because my hands are cold. If your hands are already warm, don't worry about it. And just start right up at the hip crease, leaning and spreading out to warm it up. So I'm spreading my palms out like that, leaning and spreading. So I'm leaning, hinging at the hips, and I'm keeping my back as straight as possible. So my body weight is creating my pressure, not pushing. It's my body weight, and it feels so much better that way, and it will save your hands and arms. If you do a lot of pushing, they're going to tire out really fast. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, and I'm working my way down in segments. Squeeze and spreading it out all the way down to the knee. Feels really nice. It could be a very sensitive, very tender area, so you want to go easy at first, play with pressure, what feels good. You don't want to hurt. You don't want anything feeling, like it's being poked. No nerve symptoms whatsoever. Back off. We don't want that. We just want to relax the muscles here. So now we can go deeper if you'd like to by using a forearm, going right up into the hip crease here, and again, leaning and just letting your body weight take you. I'm just hanging out here now. What's up? Watch some TV. And I'm just allowing that release to start to move me down towards the knee, but it takes a long time, especially if they're tight. So I'm just gonna breathe and wait. In through the nose, out through the nose. The more you lean, the deeper the pressure. If it's too much, then back off. Don't lean quite as much. And you'll notice as the tissue releases, you start moving down towards the knee. Now make sure you're not using your elbow here. You really want your forearm. You want a broad pressure. You don't want to stick, anything poking into the adductors. It's too delicate an area for that. And as it moves, I lean farther and farther until we go all the way down to the knee. Remembering to breathe and relax, and even try to relax the arm and the shoulder that's working. Very, very important not to tense that all up, because then we're going to have to go and massage that after this, and we'll never go anywhere. So let's try it again. This time we went right in the middle of the adductors, if that's what you did. Let's move over so that we're in sort of a different segment, so a little more laterally. If you were already there, then go inside. But we want to cover the whole area here, right? So we'll split it into 1, 2, 3. So we're going on the outside here. Lean it in. Try to hook that tissue right up at the hip crease so that you get as much of the adductors as possible. You want to cover as much as you can. So I'm just leaning to the side to get that outside bit. So nice. And then a little bit more delicately, just play with pressure here. We're going to go even more to the inside. So just leaning there. And just wait for it to release. Deep breaths. Rest of the body completely relaxed. You're just leaning on your forearm. And working your way towards the knee. And let's explore for any tender points. So you can use fingers, but flat fingers, not, again, not poking. To do that, you can use thumbs. I find this nice and easy in this position. Again, I'm not poking. And just start doing circle massage and exploring and seeing if anything feels particularly tender. You can come all the way up to the hip crease where the tendons attach. And if you find an area that needs a little extra love, you can just lean right into that. You can use your thumb pressure, you can use a soft fist, you can use your forearm, whatever feels the best. Try it out, explore all the options and see what's great for your body, and just hang out at that tender point, not pushing too much, just enough so that you feel a nice release, and breathe into it and let it go. And it may take a few breaths. And it may not release today, that's fine. Keep practicing and it'll get there. And then once you think it's had enough, you can go on and try some other areas. And then we can just give a nice general massage. So this is sort of the same as I did in the beginning with the spreading, but we're using the big thumb pads and doing circles. And I like to alternate right, left, but you can do it at the same time, whatever feels good. This is not an exact science. Just massaging it out, relaxing the leg, relaxing the shoulders as you work. And I'm just moving my way up and down, left and right, getting really red. And we'll try some active movement now. So you're going to take your leg off or put it in front of you, and we'll take a soft fist. Go ahead and hook the tissue down at the knee, and the trajectory will be up towards the hip crease, but at the same time, we're going to rotate the hip. So I'm going internal rotation, external rotation as I'm doing my release up towards the hip crease. So sitting up tall, you can let the other arm just relax, or you can use it too, that's okay. I think it's a little trickier to kind of cross over that way, so I just use one. And then again down, and you can move up a little, down a little. Hook that tissue. This time we're leaning back. We're not using our body weight forward, we're leaning our body weight back to perform the technique and doing a little internal and external rotation. I'm just rotating the head of the femur in the acetabulum. It's the ball and socket joint. I'm just rotating the ball in the socket, right in the hip. And get all the way up to that hip crease, easily, gently. And then let's do one more. Go to a slightly different area. Sit up straight, lean your body weight, hook that tissue, and leaning back as we rotate. In and out. Could be intense, so go easy. If it's too intense with the movement, you could just do this technique without moving the hip. Nice. And then let's just give one nice big flat hand all the way up at the hip crease and just lean with it. Broad pressure all the way down. Feels so nice. And some nice brush offs. You can give it a little stretch if you want by sitting in butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana if you're a yogi, and just let it fall out and give it a little stretch there. And when you're ready, just sit tall and have your 2 legs on the floor, 2 feet on the floor, and see what it feels like to have one side with the adductors that were worked and one side not, that are still wanting to be worked. Notice the difference. It's really interesting to notice the difference and to take notice of what relaxed feels like versus what tense feels like, because we tend to lose that connection today. We think that we're relaxed, but really our shoulders are up to our ears and we're clenching our fingers and our toes and our jaws. So just notice the difference. You can even get up and walk around a little bit slowly and see how it feels. See how it feels in your legs and your hips and your spine. Really checking it out and getting that mind-body connection again. And then come on back and do the other side because you want to be even. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, give me a like. Definitely subscribe if you're not already. I've got new stuff, self-massages, self-care techniques coming out every other week. Ring the notifications bell so that you don't miss the latest. And comment below, let me know how this worked for you and what's your story. I'll see you soon.